Hey, Justin Lucas Savage here at Backcountry Treks. I'm going to talk about some things from my good friends over at Sena. Sena is a really good sponsor of ours for our Adventure Together project. You can find us over on Instagram at /LucasSavage, if you can spell that. Also check out the hashtag Adventure Together. So I've got a couple things that Sena sent over to me that I'm going to talk about. We have two Sena 10c's. Now the 10c here, this is the integrated intercom and camera by Sena. So we've got the 10c from Sena, so we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to talk about the Sena Prism. So I've got two of each of these here. We are going to mount up some motorcycles with these, so I'm going to do some unboxing and show you all that is happening there. I also have a dual battery charger, so that dual battery charger is going to charge these prisms, so you can pop out the batteries, pop them into this and charge them really quickly and on the fly. As I mentioned, Sena is a sponsor of ours. We've got a sticker pack. It's going over on the bikes. All right, so we're going to talk about the Sena 10c. Again, this is the integrated comm unit along with the camera. So it's kind of like a Prism camera and a comm unit. We've reviewed the SMH10, of course. We've got that over here on the side of the helmet. Have a link out to that so you can check out that review. And I'm going to do a little old-fashioned unboxing here of the 10c with the art scissors from my kids' classroom. So stole those. So we're going to get rid of some packaging here. Show you around the box. We've got everything here on the side. So you've got the Bluetooth, you've got the full HD, the 1080p. That's what I plan to record at, is 1080 at 30 frames a second for most of the stuff that I'm going to do. And of course you've got the intercom. It syncs with your phone. It does all of that really cool stuff. You've got the iOS and the Android. That's how you open the box. So we got a real nice box here by Sena. We're going to open that up. Nice presentation, as you can see here. Sena just pops that in real nice and smooth. Looks like the box is empty, but there's some more stuff hidden in here. And I'm going to pull out everything here. Throw the box away. All right, let's talk about what we've got in here. First of all, let's take a look at this comm unit and camera. Real pretty slim. It's a nice camera and intercom unit. Let me take off the SMH10 and show you the difference here between these. I'm looking at them head on here. They're really about the same size. In fact, the 10c is probably a little bit slimmer with the jog dial button here on the SMH10 sticking out a little bit more. But it's really not, it's a little bit wider. Of course, you've got the lens here, so it's a little bit longer, I should say. And it feels actually a little bit lighter, but it's actually I expected it to be heavier. So we've got the owner's manual, a couple things in that. It looks like probably the quick start. Now, when I installed the SMH10, the very first thing on the top of the package said update the firmware, and I did that and I ran into all kinds of problems. I was at it for hours actually trying to get this to work. It wouldn't even respond, and I called support and they said no, you should never update the firmware. So take that for what you like. All right, let's talk about what you've got in here. So you have the cigarette lighter adapter. This is really cool because you can run it on the fly. You can actually run it while it's charging. So you have the cigarette lighter. Now that would be a little bit complicated, I think. My bike has it up here and it's going to run kind of like this. What I would probably do if I'm going to run it like that, and I imagine that at times I will run out of batteries, is that I will run a battery pack inside my jacket and I will run it up through that into the back, and then I don't have a cord to worry about connected to the bike. I really don't, I don't like that. But you can plug that in and charge it, and it has a really cool integrated cigarette lighter adapter to do that. We have foam. We have ear pads. Sena does a really good job, especially with my experience with the SMH, of getting the right ear pads up so it's in front of your ears and ready to go. Some more ear pads. We have the we have the speakers. So all of this, where I'm sort of used to with the SMH, with the microphone in here, and it's all kind of integrated, came in a package. Looks like what Sena did was sort of take that apart, and you're going to plug it all back together and put it into the headset. We have a mini or a micro USB. I don't know, it's a long flat one. I always get this mixed up. So we've got that. We have a different microphone. So this is the one that Velcros on. onto the outside of the helmet. We have the regular microphone. This is a little bit smaller than what I'm used to here in the SMH10. So it looks like a nice microphone, still has that fin on the side of it. And let me show you that, because this is really important. If you're experiencing bad audio quality, you'll notice that one of these has a fin on it. So you have the fin on one side and then you don't on the other side. And I imagine if this is the same, that fin goes away from your mouth. So you're going to spin it so that fin is pointing away and you're going to talk into that side. You have an optional attachment here that will glue this on to your helmet. I know Sena doesn't recommend that, and I don't either. Here's what the attachment looks like for the side of your helmet. We have somewhere in here, I'm sure we have right here, we have a little Allen wrench. So this Allen wrench will loosen these bolts up here, and in fact I can do this with my hands right now and show you what this plate looks like. So I can loosen up these two mounting screws. It's going to slide in between the foam and the plastic of your helmet, just like this one does. So you take this and you slide it right into there, and then you're going to tighten up the screws on the bottom of that, and that's how that goes. This attaches, I imagine, like this somehow. It's like dangerous to do this without reading the directions. So there you go. This is a little bit different than the mount that they use on the Prism, but I think it's going to work pretty well. And the reason that it's different is because you can actually rotate this lens. I'm going to read about and experiment with how to do that, but you can rotate it to get the horizon to really line up perfectly for you. And I'll have an unboxing video as well on the Sena Prism that we'll put out here in the same channel, so you can check that out. So the Prism has a little bit of a ball, kind of a ball that swivels around, and I think this one doesn't need that because of the option to be able to rotate that lens around and just really dial that thing in. Again, mentioned that it says on this box, mentioned that it's compatible with the iPhone and the Android. So there's a really cool, which I haven't played around yet with, but we'll play around with it for the full review. We've got an app that you can change all your settings and all that stuff around with. You can do this on the fly with this. There's no app with the SMH10, but there's a voice command, so you kind of go through the prompts by spinning the dial and pushing these two. There's only 2 buttons on this one, but it would be much easier with an app. So I'm really glad to see that Sena came out with that. So all the features and stuff for the Sena 10c. I'm going to mount this up to the helmet, and in a few weeks I'll have some pictures from it, I'll have some videos from it, and I'll have some audio, because that's the killer part of this thing, is that your intercom audio is always being pumped in to the 10c, so it's recording that right along with the video. I'm Justin Lucas Savage at Backcountry Treks, and by Sena, this is the 10c. It's the integrated intercom and video system.